Some years ago, I was introduced to an audience as the director of the project on Lived Theology. And I sometimes think that that may be a better way of characterizing our work. I'm Charles Marsh, and I'm the director of the project on Lived Theology here at the University of Virginia.
I've been thinking about what lived theology is for the last 3 years.
It's sad that we have to qualify the word theology with the term lived, because all theology ought to be lived theology.
I tend to think of lived theology as existing at intersections. So lived theology as the intersection of faith and action.
If we're theologians and we take theology seriously, then we should be interested in going and seeing the communities of faith that are in fact shaped by those theologies.
Lived theology has had an incredible, powerful influence on my career.
The project in Lived Theology is making a way in the academy for a discipline that focuses on people that are living out their faith lives in the world and studying the things they do as an important source of academic inquiry and trying to understand what it is they do in relation to what they believe.
We wanted to create a place where theology became alive and lived and important and urgent in the lives of people of faith and of students and scholars.
We create places of intersection between the academy and the community, between practitioners of religion and scholars of religion, and we try to create conversations at those intersections.
Because lived theology allows me to interact with students, with scholars, with practitioners, with activists, I'm able to engage my scholarship and my faith. And in most situations in the 21st century, people think that those are totally opposite and utterly incompatible, but they're not.
It's been the nature of the project to really build this self-sustaining culture of academics and students and practitioners who have, since those early years, continued to meet through the Spring Institute, through the Virginia Seminar, through the many public lectures.
What we're after here are ways of imagining and developing programs and initiatives and projects.
The Spring Institute for Lived Theology happens on an annual basis.
We will bring together 40 theologians and practitioners around a different set of concerns.
Well, we've done immigration or racial reconciliation or the lived theology of a particular practitioner like John Perkins. We listen and talk and kind of create academic work within this field of lived theology.
What was the first Virginia Seminar cohort like? It was wild, crazy, and wonderful.
The Virginia Seminar in Lived Theology is a writers group. It brings together scholars, practitioners, folks from different backgrounds to write individual books on topics of their choosing in lived theology.
Books that are really interesting and that press incredibly important questions, but also are lovely and compelling and even artful at times.
Charles Marsh's encouragement and the encouragement of this writing group have encouraged me to write this book, allowed me to think that I might be able to write this book.
So to have this sort of place where you're taken care of, your meals are provided, you're able to rest at night and come together and actually talk about your work in that setting is a real gift and privilege.
The Virginia Seminar has helped me a lot with this project. First, financially, it has enabled me to do field work.
I just had a good time. I mean, I met people I liked, I talked about things I was interested in, and they gave me lunch. What else do you really need?
The summer internship in Lived Theology is a service immersion program for undergraduates at UVA.
Each intern is given a mentor, and with their mentor they read theological books, they reflect on that through blog posts.
Doing this kind of work with a theological background, it was just a great intersection between like what I love to do and the kinds of things I love to think about.
The purpose of it is to allow for these students to be working and reflecting on their work so that they are engaging in action and reflection at once.
It brought the theology to life to be applying it to the things we were doing and experiencing.
And there's no doubt that, 14 years after we set up shop here, the theological discussion in North America is dramatically different than it was 20 years ago. The goal of the project, beyond the lifespan of our years at Virginia, would be to see Lived Theology flourish as a fresh and vital way of going about this strange business of writing and teaching theology.